from you and the things I long to do with you and the truth so far away. Yeah, but come with me, help with this cross I'm still learning to bear. It won't set me free, but this road will still lead me there. Why don't you come with me? I see blood on the road. There's blood on that road. I see blood on the road. There's blood on that road. And that's it.
Nice, nice.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Very good, very good. Cool. So, have you always played kind of this style since you started playing, or?
It's an interesting story because when I first started playing guitar, the only thing I wanted to do was be able to play the guitar solo to "Stairway to Heaven."
Right. Okay. Okay.
And that was it. And obviously, that's on an electric guitar. But as I started to think about the songs that I liked, the music that I liked. Even though, we're talking about like Led Zeppelin, but, some of my influences were like Metallica and stuff like that.
Right.
A lot of the songs that they played that I really enjoyed were acoustic based.
Yeah. Okay.
And
sure.
I really kind of started to lean into that. And a lot of what kind of the foundation of my music was thinking about like, well, most people, and this isn't to like disparage anybody, but most people would think of playing acoustic guitar in a certain way, like playing chords and stuff like that and just kind of singing. And I'm like, why couldn't somebody play, like a heavier song or,
sure.
A metal type song on an acoustic guitar? So I started to try to evolve my songwriting and to a small degree, like my playing of like cover songs and stuff like that,
Right.
along those lines. Like I still know how to play, what I would consider to be like standard acoustic songs.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Yeah.
A
Okay.
lot of different ones too,
Right,
just
right.
because it's a little bit different and it's enjoyable to play.
Cool. Cool. Play us another one.
All right. So this one, this is going to be a song about addiction. It's called Addiction. This one's quite a bit different than the one I just played. Same tuning though, thankfully. So hope you enjoy it. Come burn your bridge, it only holds so much demise. You shall become which has been driven to despise. With thanks you seek the darkest dwelling of your soul. Live in a world which only deafens to your cries. You're gonna burn from deep inside. What will you learn? Come watch your dear decaying world slip away. Wrecked with depravity, the more you betray. The path you seek can only crucify your will. You still your beating heart begin to fade away. from deep inside. What will you learn? You learn, you learn. Pray to me inside your little mind. On your knees I kill your little life. Cry in vain, I rule your little world. Without my love you come crashing down all alone. Inside your little mind. On your knees I kill your little life. Cry in vain, I'll rule your little world. Without my love you come crashing down all alone. Fly with me again. Fly with me again. On your knees again. On your knees again. You're kneeling again. On your knees again. Your knees again. Your knees. That's all of it.
Nice.
About addiction.
Outstanding.
Yep. Thank you. Thank you very much.
That's a very intense piece of music right there.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Well,
Beautiful
and it
music.
all means something. I mean, it means something to me. It's going to mean something, maybe different things for different folks that
Sure.
hear it. But that's
yeah.
kind of one of the beautiful things about music,
That's
right?
exactly right. Yeah, everyone can get their own interpretation of it.
Yeah,
They really
exactly.
can. And it touches people. It touches people.
Yeah. Maybe not the way we would like sometimes, but
Boy, do you have a working mic in there?
I do.
Oh, there he is. Do you have anything you'd like to speak with Mr. Wanty about?
I-
Boy's working the controls again this
I
evening.
do. I'm not well all day, and my lovely giving us a big hand as well. So we're in here sharing this all over the interweb on the YouTube here, trying
Okay.
to get some views and likes in here. That's all.
Yeah.
I've been in here in kind of panic mode for a moment, but that's okay.
Okay.
So
Looks
carry
like
on,
every other
gentlemen.
week, right?
pretty
know.
much.
We do this, and Hoy Mahal will tell you that he'd never had any really experience with this. He does a bang-up job. It just every now and then we find some technical little thing that just has to be addressed, and you
Yeah.
think it's going good, and then something will happen, and you just go, what happened there? We've got to figure that out. So
Yeah. Well,
but
for
it's a work in
me,
progress.
I was This is, I guess I said this would be my first time. I actually did one of these a few months ago, but you know, two is not like a habit make. So like
Yeah, right.
I don't know
right.
how everyone's going to run a podcast. So I've got like the dumb questions. You know, it's like, how do you do this, or what am I supposed to do when you do this? And
Right,
you
right.
know, and
No, we're just very relaxed and live. It's just like if you have you ever worked with a band? I mean, have you worked with a band, or you always been solo?
well, for the most part, I've always been solo. I am part of a band, well, a group of folks that's trying to put together a band in
Okay.
McAllister, but that's been my first time. And ironically, it is kind of a silly story because they went to Facebook asking for a lead guitar player, and I said, well, I'd be interested in auditioning, but all I play is acoustic. Like I did not have an electric guitar.
Right. Yeah.
And they're like, well, we think you might get drowned out with our sound. So I went and picked up a guitar. This was after Christmas, this last year, so Christmas of 2024. But before New Year's, at some point, I went and got an electric guitar and an amp and everything like that from like the Guitar Center in Tulsa. And I've been playing, I mean, acoustic guitar for, you know, probably close to 30 years or something like that. But electric guitar, it's been like 4 or 5 months.
Right. Right.
And I've
That's a
been
different
trying
animal.
to do it, but you don't realize all the things that you know on one instrument. Like some of it does transfer over, some of it does not.
Yeah,
So
right.
you got to try to learn new techniques, and sometimes I feel like I've only been playing guitar for a year.
Right.
You know,
Right.
but it's just, it is what it is.
Yeah,
but
it is.
it's
It's a
lot of
learning
fun.
experience. Every instrument you get like that. I've got 6 guitars. Every one of them plays differently.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
they all have different feel to them,
Yeah.
different sound to them, or something.
Yep. Absolutely.
Um, so play us another song.
All right. So this song, this is probably the last one I've got in like my standard tuning. Then I'll like do it into like some drop D and play maybe a few more depending on how much time I got.
Okay,
But
right.
this one will thrill everyone. This one's about divorce. So lots of fun with this. It's called Risen. I lay me down behind a wall with no breath to call, no will to live, no life to give. See what was wrecked inside of me. The will was broken inside of me. See what was wrecked inside of me. The will was broken inside of me. Now I've been knocked down, and my world won't spin around. I've got so many miles to go to get my feet back on the ground. You could follow me, but I can't see any. In my soul. Only in a world so cold could you climb lines, I will not fail. I will pass beyond your lines, I will not tire. This fairy tale belongs to you alone. I will stand above, I will stand above, I will stand above the walls you have built to keep me at home. Nothing flies so far in your mind. Nothing flies so far in your mind. That's it.
Nice, nice.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So you use a lot of different tunings on your guitars then?
Well, so I've got it. Well, okay, my guitar is tuned down a half step because I can't sing for crap, but
That's common with a lot of artists do that.
yeah. So I've got my guitar in what I consider standard tuning, is like E flat or whatever.
Right, right.
I do a lot in drop D, and then I do a lot in like dadgad, but all of it's going to be tuned down a half step. So
Nice.
it's just
Okay.
it's just to make sure that I
Okay.
can like.
So it's drop D flat
Yep, pretty much.
and
Yeah.
D flat, A flat, gad flat.
Yeah, whatever it is. Yes. Yeah.
The gad flat.
Give me just a quick second, and I'll.
I like a lot of the open tunings. I played
Yeah, he
in
plays with
open
open
D
tunings
for
a
a
lot,
while.
too.
I like open C. That's a real fun tuning. I do need to take one of those many guitars over there and put it in an E flat tuning. You know, I would like to try that with singing, like you were saying earlier. It's I guess you can sing higher per se with what you're playing.
Well, yeah, you can hit that note if you're a half step lower than it is
Yeah.
normally, you know. And I've heard that a lot of the artists, what they'll do is record at that tuning, and then they'll speed up the
Speed it up to get it
back
into
up to get it
standard.
into-
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
I've heard
cheating.
that. I have no proof of that.
Yeah.
That's just a conspiracy theory at this time.
Yeah.
That is not the official view of Blue Mondays or any of these stories.
Yes.
Um,
Well, I mean, there's just some songs that I like to play, like cover songs,
yeah.
but I just can't sing them. You know, like "Dust in the Wind." I like to play that song, but I
Right.
cannot hit those high notes.
Right.
So I'm tuned down a half step so I can like hit it without sounding like fingernails on a chalkboard.
Right. Right.
You know, it makes it a little bit easier
Sure.
for me. House of the Rising Sun's another one where, like, yeah, I could sing it low, you know, just there is a house in New Orleans.
Right.
Like I could do the whole song like that, but it gets kind of boring because that's kind of one where you build momentum
Exactly.
and whatnot.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I like to be able to do that vocally, but again, fingernails on chalkboard if I tried to do it. So
Okay, so you got your drop D going now?
I do, yes.
Okay. Well, let's hear something in drop D.
All right. So this one's kind of a little bit of a newer song. It's kind of funny because there's a line in here talking about a virus. I didn't really even think about it, but I wrote this song, and I say newer. I don't write a ton of songs. I've got like maybe 14 or 15 of them. I wrote this one in 2020, maybe in May of 2020 or something like that was when I had it finished. And if you remember right, we were in the middle of the pandemic,
Oh,
which
yeah.
was a virus. So I didn't mean for it to be that way, but it just ended up being that way. This song's called "The Bitterness." Falling away from your world, running away. You're falling away, life uncurled. virus that's deep inside of me. You'll never choose what haunts the depths inside of me. You'll learn to lose the bitterness in me. Roads beneath your feet and just breaking what you hold. Bitterness in me. Oh. Grabbing the end outside of your skin, crawling again, pushed to the brink with the sin. The virus that's deep inside of me. You'll never choose what haunts the depths inside of me. You'll learn to lose the bitterness in me. The roads beneath your feet and just breaking what you hold. The bitterness in me. Waves of pain flow through your soul. Lie on your knees, broken pieces of your whole. The virus that's deep inside of me. You'll never choose what haunts the depths inside of me. You'll never lose the bitterness in me. Roads beneath your feet and just breaking what you hold. The bitterness in me. That's it.
Very good.
Very
Very
you.
good.
Bravo.
Yeah.
Nice, nice. I really like your
Ken.
playing style. I'd like to jam with you in some open tunings to see what kind of stuff we could come up with.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That would be really good. Yeah, I can tell you that.
It would,
Right?
it would be fun, yes.
Come on out here and do it.
Not tonight.
Not tonight, huh?
Not tonight.
Okay, we'll save that for another time. We'll do that on another day.
I don't
Very
want
good.
Yeah, I'm open probably more often than I probably should be, I guess.
Oh, aren't we all? Yeah.
Short of my job, of course. I do have my adulting to take care of. But
Don't we all?
yeah, after that, there's time immemorial, I guess.
Right, right. So you spent some time in Billings, you said.
Yes, sir.
How long were you there?
Whew. Well, so we moved there in 1989. My parents had divorced. My mom was born in Scobie, Montana, which is really far north in Montana. A small town, super small. But she elected to move back to Billings. I'm not really sure why. she went to school, I believe, or not in Missoula, in Great Falls. But she wanted to move back to Billings, so we did. My mom, myself, and my younger sister. 1989, I lived there until 2007. Moved to Butte, Montana, which, if you're from Montana, and you don't live in Butte already, Butte's kind of like the place that you don't want to live.
Oh, really?
And if you already live in Butte, you don't want the people that don't live in Butte to move into Butte. It's a really, it's different.
Yeah.
But regardless of that, I lived there for 2 years. This was all like job related. Lived there for 2 years till 2009, then moved to Topeka, Kansas, and then moved to Oklahoma in 2020.
Okay.
So,
okay.
Yep.
Now, I
Long and
spent some
winding
time up there
road.
went to Glacier a few years ago, and we drove up. We stayed in Jackson Hole before we went
Sure.
on up, and then went up that way to Glacier. It's such a beautiful country.
Yeah.
Oh,
When
so
you
beautiful.
drove,
Yeah.
when you drove up, did you go like kind of through Denver and all that?
We went through Denver, and then we cut over. We went into Utah first. We went to Salt Lake
Oh, okay.
City, and then we went up into Wyoming from there and stayed right along the border and went on up to Glacier that way. Went through. It was a little town. The interstate went this way, and I can't remember where it was, but really nice place. I mean, it's
Yeah.
just so beautiful up there in the mountains. Anyway,
Yeah.
they're just something else.
Yeah, when I lived in Topeka, I had family that lived in Montana, and I love to drive with a little bit of a caveat. So the route from Topeka is jumping onto I-70 heading west
Right.
until you get to Denver, and then you hit a junction on I-25, I think it is, going north,
Right.
up until you get to, God, I want to say it's Casper, Wyoming, but I might be wrong.
Cheyenne,
And then you
I
hit,
think.
maybe it
Yeah,
is.
I think it's Cheyenne.
Yeah, and then you hit I-90 going east, and that'll take you all the way into Billings, well, and through if you're going that way. But I will say that the western part of I-70 and the western part from a little town called Hays, Kansas, until you get to Denver, is probably like one of the most miserable drives to take. I mean, because
agree.
it is just flat
and
and straight.
yeah, and you can watch those mountains coming, and you know you're eventually going
Yeah,
to get there,
yeah.
but it's going to be a while.
It's coming, but they're like off in the distance.
It's not coming just anytime soon.
Yeah, the draw distance is there and everything.
Oh,
but-
yeah. Okay, well, do another song for us.
All right. So this next one, this is also in my little drop D tuning. This is a song called Redefined, and this one is available on like streaming platforms, but this is actually a song about like the loss of a loved one when they die.
Do you have? Sorry to interject there.
No, go ahead.
Do y'all have? Do you have a lot of stuff out there on music platforms?
On
Spotify
streaming
and stuff?
platforms, yeah. So it's under a quote-unquote band name of Infernal Grove, and there's probably like 5 or 6 songs. And The Road, the first song I played, is out there. Risen is out there. Well, actually, all 3 of them. All of the songs of the bitterness, which I just played, available on streaming platforms under Infernal Grove, so you can
Okay.
find them. But it's really just me and an electric drummer.
Oh,
Right.
wow.
Right.
Yeah.
Nice.
That guy's played here before. He's fun to play with.
Yeah.
He really is.
He's always on time too.
He's
like,
always on. He never
perfect
drops a beat or
timing and
anything,
everything. Yeah.
Yep, I got one of those in a box, and I tell you, it doesn't have near the soul.
No,
as
it doesn't.
Johnny does here, but you
Yeah.
know, and I can't throw in. I get a choice of 2 fills, and with Johnny, I get so many more fills.
Oh yeah.
Well, see, that's just when he shows up is when I can play guitar, and
Yeah.
because I like to play too, and it's nice when he's here to do the drums so I can play guitar.
Yep.
So I like it when he comes in here. I really do.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Do another one.
But this one is this one's probably one of my most challenging songs to play because it is in an altered tuning. So even my electric drummer has a hard time keeping up with it. So we'll see if I can do it without him. this new world. Water drowning, life without you, life without you, sense of purpose broken apart, life without you, life without you. So much left to say, but now you've gone away. I'm reeling from the pain. Everything's not okay. Nothing stays the same. I am forever changed. Time to stop, no time to breathe, no time to think, no time to grieve. All at the same time. Now that you're gone, been left behind, life without you, life without you, gone forever, not forgotten, life without you, life without you. There's so much left to say, but now you've gone away. I'm a reeling from the pain, and now everything's not okay. Nothing stays the same. I am forever changed. No time to stop, no time to breathe, no time to think, no time to grieve. All at the same time. All at the same time. Redefine. Break away from the stone. Away from the stone. I stepped away from the stone. Find I'm redefined. That's it.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Thank you, thank you,
beautiful
thank you.
Stuff. We have Miss Marcia Keith says, "Hello, Steve Wanty, sounding good." And hey,
Marcia
Clutch.
Keith.
Clutch is out there joining us today.
Clutch. Hi, Clutch.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
What else is going on in there in the control booth?
Pressing buttons and twisting knobs.
Twisting knobs and pressing buttons. Okay, well,
we got a nice good clean stream running now, so that's always a plus.
There we go. Great, great. Well, Steve, you also had mentioned some time in Ogden, Utah, or some family from Ogden.
Oh, sure, yeah.
I was in Clearfield for a while.
So I was born in Yuma, Arizona, of all places. Like it just doesn't seem like that's where I'm from, you know.
They used to have an underground jail in Yuma. I haven't been there, but people have told me about it. The original jailhouse was underground because it was so hot there.
Oh God. Well, so I think we moved away from Yuma when I was 2. So there's probably like the memory of it is probably not really going to be there, you know.
Right.
The story I was told was my dad was getting up and getting ready for work, and he put his shoe on, and there was a scorpion in his shoe, and he said, we're moving.
We're moving.
We moved, I think, to Scobie, Montana after that from Yuma.
Okay, from one board to the other.
Yep. And then my dad was born in Rhinelander, Wisconsin, so we moved from Scobie to Rhinelander, lived there. I started grade school, like kindergarten, in Rhinelander, and then we moved to Ogden, Utah.
Okay.
So I kind of grew up in Ogden. I went to grade school in Ogden. I'd say like 1 year of like junior high, which there is 6. I've never been able to figure out, like, depending on where I live, if like 6th grade is still in elementary school or if it's in middle school, all that kind of stuff. But there it was a middle school. So I went there, and then we moved to St. George, Utah. Lived there for, I don't know how many years it was until, it wasn't that many, until my parents divorced, and then that's when we got up into Montana in 1989.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you been back to Yuma since then?
Not on purpose. So 2/3 of my sister's kids live in, well, not really in Phoenix, but in like Phoenix suburbs. And we went down there the Christmas before, the Christmas before last. Me and my family, we all like went down there and got like an Airbnb and spent Christmas there. And we were kind of in the area, so we decided to drive to Yuma as well. I had my car with me, but I've never gone back. It's crazy when I hear of people going to Yuma, because I always just kind of thought it was like I don't even know what the population is of the place, you know.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
So it's just weird to like, you know, and when we went, it was just kind of like to drive in and see it, and then it's like, all right, well, let's go back.
I've only driven through it one time.
Oh, yeah?
I drove through Yuma on the way to San Diego.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And the topography down there is really interesting on that drive. Like the area where there's nothing but just piles and piles of boulders as big as houses.
Uh-huh.
And they're piled up everywhere. And there's no tree or no, small rocks anywhere. It's just all these. It looks like the Roadrunner cartoon.
Yeah.
You know?
The craziest thing when we lived in Utah, and my dad was really good about this. He liked to take us places, and of course you're not that far away from the Grand Canyon.
Right.
Particularly when we lived in St. George. So we would go there, and you don't realize, like, kind of how high up you are. When I went to Phoenix for Christmas, like, about a year and a half ago, I suppose it was, I drove because I'm crazy, but, I'm driving basically west, and I'm going through, like, the upper parts of Texas and, like, New Mexico and whatnot.
Sure, yeah.
And then you're going south down into Arizona, and I mean, yeah, it's like Christmas time, but of all the places that you would not expect to see snow, you would think Arizona would be the place, like 'cause you think about it, you close your eyes, you're like, that's a desert there, And I drove through one of the worst blizzards as soon as I hit Arizona because you have to go up through like a mountain pass,
Yeah.
and it was
Yeah.
really pretty treacherous. But that's kind of why I like to drive too, is because you never really know what you're going to see while
Yes,
you're driving.
It's going to be an interesting trip.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Cool.
I love Arizona. I lived there back in the '90s, and from Miami Globe, Arizona, up in the central of the Superstition Mountains, Yuma, Benson, just south of Tucson, and around Tucson a lot. And I loved Tucson. That was just beautiful parts of the country if you like the desert. I
Yes.
saw it snow there in '96 on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
It snowed till about 6 feet of elevation above the ground, and then it turned into just evaporated.
Wow.
Sure enough. Yep.
Wow. That's a neat trick.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't even get rain out of it. It just dries up. and
Just
goes
dries
away.
up and goes away. Yeah.
Because it's the desert.
Yeah, and they probably do need the rain there.
Oh yeah.
But
Yeah.
you know, there's so much to see. I mean,
Yes.
if you like to just kind of like see the land that we live in, I don't know that there's a better way to see it than just like jumping in your car and driving. Now, a lot of people are sadistic and or think I'm sadistic for doing it. You know, it's like you're in your car for like 10 hours, 12 hours a day. And
Oh yeah. I'm the
I
same
just-
way. I don't care. I'll
Yeah.
drive it.
Yeah,
I
I
love
mean, I'm going to be awake, and
Right.
you just don't know what you're going to see. Now, there's a bad side to it too. You don't know how much road construction you're going to run into, and
Right.
like, you know, on those long drives, you can get a little bit antsy when it comes to like the other people that are out there driving
Oh,
with
yeah,
you. You know, you're
right.
like, be perfect if I was just out here by myself.
Yeah.
But
If you guys would just all get off the road, it'd be great.
yep, yeah. Wait until I'm gone,
Yeah.
and then you can come
Yeah,
out
yeah,
and
right.
go to wherever it is you're
That's
going.
how I felt about the state of Alabama. If you could just move all the people around it, out of it and
Right,
fence it up
right.
and turn it into a national park, it'd be beautiful.
There you go.
Yes.
Yeah. It's a
Yep.
pretty country there.
Yeah, I get it, and I'm there with you.
But I'm with you on the traveling around and seeing this country that we live in, because the land everywhere, there's beauty everywhere you look, depending on what part of the country you go
Yeah.
to. You know.
Well, that trip that I was talking about, going from Topeka up to Montana, like I was saying, western Kansas, eastern Colorado kind of sucks. In my opinion, and if there's anyone from Wyoming or that loves Wyoming or something like that, I apologize in advance, but you have to go through like almost the entirety of Wyoming going that way.
Yes.
And yeah, there's like mountains and everything that you can kind of see off to the side, but that's kind of it.
There's
It's not like here where like there's like towns
yeah,
kind of in between.
right,
It's like
yeah.
a town and then like 200 miles there's another one,
Yeah.
and that's kind of it. But the reason I bring it up is it's crazy when you cross the line from Wyoming into Montana. You can just tell you're not there, and like it
It's
feels
like flipping
different.
a switch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I dig that. I think that is super cool. That
Right.
like
Right.
the state kind of has like a feel to it when you get into it.
Yeah.
It's pretty
yeah.
neat.
I feel that way about Kansas. I always like to drive through there at nighttime, that I can just make up whatever I want.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Yep. Yeah. Unless you like agriculture, then you want to see it. But
Yeah. Right.
yeah.
No, I grew up in West Texas, and so it's flat. People think Kansas is flat until they go to West Texas.
Oh
like
sure.
Lubbock, Amarillo area. So you can see lights from the next town 30 miles away. And if you see a tree, there's a house next to it, or there used to be a house next to it. That's it. They don't grow in the wild there.
I had a friend that worked construction up in Wyoming. He said, I'll tell you one thing about Wyoming. I said, what's that? He said, there's a woman hiding behind every tree. 'Cause there ain't a tree wood out there. They were building a power plant or something up there back in the
Yeah.
70s.
He might have been right too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got about 6 minutes, gentlemen.
You want to do another song for us?
I can do one more song.
Yeah.
Let's hear
Let's
it. sir.
see. Well, okay, 6 minutes. Let me just like tune this real quick too. I'll do one in Dad Gad, I guess. Ooh. Thought I broke the screen there for a second.
Oh, yeah,
And that's why I like this tuning, is it just sounds so
Yeah, it's very
nice.
rich.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So this is the first song I released, and it's probably one of my favorites to play. If you've heard me play live, you probably heard me play it. But this is Killing Fields, and hope you enjoy it. The pain is breaking, I'll not back down. The soul is aching, with innocence lost, honesty's raped. Nothing is quite what it seems. Knocked down but taken for the ride. When life has a price, everyone pays. No one gets off so easy. We're given no place left to hide. So be careful what you say. Take my hand, lead me to the killing fields. Ooh, and sap the life from me. Break my back deep within these killing fields. The mind is yearning, what void awaits? The brain is burning, with innocence lost, honesty's raped. Nothing is quite what it seems. Knocked down, we're taken for the ride. When life has a price, everyone pays. No one gets off so easy. We're given no place left to hide. So be careful what you say. Take my hand, lead me to the killing fields. Ooh, and sap the life from me. Break my back deep within these killing fields. So be careful what you say. I might go insane. I think I will. Think I will. I think I will. Think I will. When everything is so easily thrown away. Everything is so easily thrown away. Everything is so easily thrown away. That's it.
All right, very
Beautiful.
nice, very
Beautiful
nice.
stuff.
How did I do for time?
You did great on time.
Great.
Okay.
We got 4 minutes and 20 seconds left.
We still got time for another song.
Are you serious? I thought we had 6.
We had 6, and so apparently that one went faster than we thought.
Well, I don't know. I didn't have like. I don't think I had like a.
Well, there's a glitch in the matrix.
Right.
Okay, all right.
Where are you playing out at next? Do you have
Oh God. You know, probably like like an open mic or something like that. Well, okay, I'm sorry. There is like a little bit of a dress rehearsal. This is in McAllister. They've got an old theater that it's like a fundraiser, and they're doing kind of like a benefit concert for that, like a fundraiser for it.
Right.
It's called the Okla, O-K-L-A Theater. It's on like Choctaw, I think. I barely know the address of it, but that's this Friday from 6 to 10 or line. So that's the next time I'm going to be playing live. That's not going to be with a band. That's just going to be me and the old guitar. But
right. Okay.
That's it.
Well, and I've seen you a couple of times up there in Muskogee at the open mic.
Yeah, it's Scary Larry's. Yep.
Scary Larry's.
Yep. Yeah. And
do
that
you have a formula for going up there? You go up there every 3 or 4 weeks?
Well,
or anything like that,
it's kind of.
Or catch as
so
can.
My alarm for work goes off at 4 a.m.
Right.
And I get up. I try to go to the gym every morning before work, and I try to like leave for work by 7:30. So I've got kind of that, like, that old man's bedtime. You know what I mean?
Right. Sure. Yeah.
So it really kind of depends on how much like work I've had to do that day, and then you know, how long it's been since I've played, but I do try to get up. Muskogee is a little bit closer for me, you know,
Sure.
about an hour, as opposed to like a Tulsa or something like that where I've got about 90 minutes.
Right.
But Scary Larry's is a blast. And the one thing that is really unique about this, and he can, as a joke, he can pay me later for this plug, but the people that come out to that are just phenomenal. Like, I don't even know all their names, but I mean, I met you there.
Yeah, exactly.
Obviously Larry, John Denault goes there and plays bass with like everybody. And it's just it's almost like it's not a jam session, but it almost kind of is.
Yeah, it kind of is. And you'll see 3 or 4 different people get up with 3 or 4 different groupings and things. It's a music community is what it is.
Yeah, so it's probably my favorite one to go to, and
Right.
I wish I could go every week.
Oh,
but
sure, yeah.
sometimes I'm just the old man with the sore lower back, and I can't do it, but
I hear you
I
there.
do my best.
Right on.
I played 5 different times this weekend with 4 different bands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got in a few licks here and there myself.
Yeah.
We had there was a battle of the bands in Eufaula.
Yeah.
And we played at 6 o'clock on Friday for that. And then I went back on Saturday and played with George.
Yeah.
That was the only thing we did Friday night was that opening, right?
Yep, that's it.
Yeah. And then went to Renniesville yesterday and went to Renniesville the day before yesterday on Saturday after I got done at Eufaula, played with 3 different groups up there, and then played at 11 o'clock that night. Then went back yesterday and played one more set at the end of the night last night. So,
I saw the pictures with George.
It was a long weekend for sure.
Yeah, I like that George Paul. He's a good guitarist.
Oh, yeah. Well, and he's another one of the ones that seems like he's kind of like a regular on Wednesdays.
Yeah, he tries to be in there every Wednesday.
Yeah, and he's phenomenal. That was actually the other podcast that I did.
With Rhodey.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
They're doing great stuff too. Big shout out to Rhodey and her podcast.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, but a lot of fun.
Nice. Well, we've really appreciated having you with us today, hanging out with us and showcasing your music and getting to know you a little better. And this is not set in stone yet, but we're trying to get a open mic started down there in the Eufaula area. And if we make that happen on a Thursday, would you be showing up by chance?
Oh, yeah. Eufaula is almost like that's like my
It's like
backyard
tossing
almost.
a rock or something.
Yeah,
Not even
yeah,
throwing a rock, just tossing one.
yeah.
See, I look at it this way. There's a lot of musicians over in this area, but the closest open jams we have is Renniesville on Sunday, which is a blessed place to be.
Uh-huh.
But
That's a
that's
blues
it.
jam.
Yep. Everything else is going to be Tulsa or Muskogee.
Yeah.
Or
during the
Tahlequah.
week. Tahlequah. And I haven't really heard of any or seen any down there in the McAllister area. If I have, it just slips through my fingers. I guess.
They do a monthly one at Spaceship Earth that Jason Starkey does, and it's like Spaceship Earth I don't know what you're familiar with, but it actually has some really good like sound in it. And it's
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a
I've
nice.
never been to it.
It's a coffee shop, but they also sell booze,
Oh, it's my
like
kinda
beer
coffee shop.
there, and
Irish coffee.
yeah. But for McAllister, you do get like some of the regular. Like I go to that every month. And
Okay,
There's
okay.
a few folks that show up for that. It's a lot of fun, but it's so much nicer when you've got like some diversity with the folks that show up for those.
Yeah, right,
things,
yeah,
'cause
I
you
agree.
get to hear
I
them
agree.
and potentially learn things from them. That
Yes,
kind of
yes.
stuff,
Or get some kind of something out of it.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, it's been 1 hour, 1 minute, and 40 seconds.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Steve Wanty, look him up on Facebook. Check him out on all the social streaming platforms under Infernal Grove. Is that
Infernal
correct?
Grove, yeah.
Like a grove of trees.
Yeah.
And we'll see you next time. Next week on Blue Mondays, we've got Steve Thomas and Katie Belair are going to come on.
That's going to be
And
exciting.
we're going to have a fun show with that. Papa Neverly himself is coming. So we'll see you next week. Tune in. Bye-bye now.